It's time to duel!
Hey guys, it's me Babyjace, and today we are going to kick off my new series on how to do Mythic Plus dungeons with Vault of the Wardens. Now Vault of the Wardens is actually one of my favorite dungeons just because of how easy it is, especially with the pulls that we do. Note that these are not the end-all be-all for pulls. You can do pulls very differently from the way we do it. We just prefer to do it this way. For this first pack, you can either do two pulls, two packs together with the mini-boss or without the mini-boss. Your group may not be able to do the mini-boss with this. It may be able to do the mini-boss with this. It's kind of like up to you. You know your group better than I do, so whatever you feel like you can do. Our group can handle doing the mini-boss, so we do. But your group may not be able to do it, which is fine. Mini-boss is pretty nasty, of course, and one of the main reasons why you want to do it together is with all of your cooldowns and everything, you get her to 50% like when everything else is dead, which is worth it because she sucks. Especially if you have no cooldown, she really sucks. It takes forever to die. Once you have killed her, you're going to pull these little gremlin dudes on the upper right. You will not be pulling the pack in the middle. We are skipping that, and I will show you how in just a moment. You're going to kill these little gremlins for mob count, and you're going to go to the other side, kill the other gremlins. Now, this is where we're going to start separating from your normal Vault of the Warden pulls. We are going to pull the one pack behind us. And the reason why we're going to pull this pack is because this pack is pretty free. It doesn't really do anything, and it gives a lot of percentage that we're going to be needing because we will be skipping a lot of shit. Now once you've killed that pack, you're going to want to head up to the upper left, and again we are not pulling the middle. We are instead going to be jumping up to the top left right here. Jumping up, and it's a very easy jump to make, and you just pull these little demon dudes and you kill them. One of the main reasons why you want to skip that pack in the middle is not only because it is dangerous, you can wipe to this pack, but it also means you're going to be using cooldowns on this pack, and when you use cooldowns on that pack, you will not be able to use cooldowns on the pack in the hallway, which makes the hallway pack even more dangerous than what it already can be. The main thing you want to note in this hallway pack is that you're going to want to use a stun or an engineering belt or a knockback or something on the big old Havoc Demon Hunter mobs that do the I-beam. You don't want the I-beam to go off. Like, that I-beam will one-shot you. It's pretty dangerous. From here on until the elevator or the second boss, everything is pretty much the same as your standard run, so I'm going to just fast forward quite a bit here. So yeah, see you after the Imp Mother dies. Okay, we are arriving at the second boss. Now what you're going to want to do with this second boss is you are going to want to pull both Defilers on the left and the right side and do it with the boss, unless it's bolstering, of course. The defilers are very, very easy. Free percentage, actually. Just interrupt them. They don't really do much, especially if you have Blood Elf silences. They just die. And it's pretty easy percentage. You don't want to pull Scorchers. The Scorchers are really fucking nasty. Like, really nasty. You'll probably wipe to them, because when they die, they do an explosion. If you have more than one Scorcher, or if like a big AoE damage thing happened, or whatever, I mean, like, you could really kill someone. Like, they're not easy to kill, especially on Fortified. Like, they do a lot of damage. This boss, you can either tank him up here the whole time and LOS, and he'll come running back to you, or you can run down. We opt to run down, but again, it doesn't really matter. Just do whatever you're most comfortable with. We will end up pulling one more Defiler, and I believe we're pulling it like right around here. I don't know if this is intentional. I'm pretty sure this is on accident because we have a warrior, but it doesn't really matter. It's just one dog. The dog doesn't really do much. Outside of that, this boss is pretty standard. The one thing you really need to watch out for is on the old god minion pack. You really just want to interrupt the fear and watch for the Shadow Crash. The Shadow Crash can kill you. It does kill our warrior. It almost kills me. So yeah, it's definitely the one thing that you really need to watch out for. It's probably the hardest one. Well, that and the charging demon dude is a hard, simply because of the aggro reset that it does, and it just can like kill someone. This boss is pretty standard. It's kind of boring and it sucks because of his fucking CD mechanic, but it's whatever. Outside of that, it's pretty standard. The only thing worth mentioning until the very end is that on Glazer, you want to make sure to lust after his shield. And actually, I'm going to talk about Glazer when we get there. Alright, Glazer. So the way this fight works is that the orb, when it hits the wall, it'll look at the closest range player, or the closest player in general, doesn't have to be range, and it will go towards them. So what you need to do is you need to position yourself in between the boss and the orb, so that when it hits the wall, it bounces off towards you and towards the boss. You need to sidestep it, because you don't want to hit the orb, and then the orb will go right into the boss. And this is important because not only do you want to get rid of the orbs as they speed up the longer they're alive, but they do a significant amount of damage to the boss. You want to be careful on this first shield because he ports away right as the orb is about to hit him, so you could just die to an orb that you thought was going to hit him and instead hits you. So be very careful about that on the first shield. If you don't have enough time to kill the focusing lens, if it's like a high tyrannical, you can just make sure that one of the owl statues is faced away so that you have plenty of time to kill it and then trigger it to go to the next phase. Be careful because after the first shield phase, he does do a set of orbs. That is exactly what I died to, sort of. I didn't see the one coming from behind me, and in my shitty attempt to dodge that one, I got hit by the other orb as well, and that killed me. So just be very careful about that. And the boss is pretty standard. You're gonna lust as soon as he exits the shield phase and burn him the fuck down. If I didn't die, we probably would have been able to kill him before his next shield phase, because I completely lost the lust benefit, which is kind of big, but you know, whatever. What can you do? Suck, not suck. I mean, that's what you can do, is just not suck like I did. But yeah. This is pretty much it for Glazer. As far as Ash Golem goes, just kill ads, interrupt ads, have someone with an immunity soak the fire line, like a Death Knight can soak it with AMS, Paladin can soak it, Hunters can soak it, Rogues can soak it. You have a lot of options here. Other than that though, nothing really changes. I will see you right before the elevator. Okay, you want to skip this mob because he hurts, like, a lot. He's just really nasty. Our tank's going to pull him and run off to the side, and what he wants to do is he wants to tank him for as long as he can to let us get through. We're all going to run through, tank's going to die, and the healer is going to mass res. And this makes it so that you don't have to do the cage dude because he sucks. Like, he really sucks. Does a shit ton of damage, he can just kill someone, he is not fun to do. And that's pretty much it for that. Again, you don't even need the percentage. It's like, it's one of those things where like you just don't want to bother. Like, what's the point? Now, we accidentally pulled the Spirit of Vengeance here. You do not want to pull this. I don't actually even know how we pulled this, but you really don't want to pull this. We kill it because we have to. But what the goal is you want to just take the light, kill these 4 spiders, and get ready to use your Invis and Avalanche elixirs. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention? You're going to need 1 Avalanche elixir at least, and 1 Invis pot, because you will be needing to use them to get past all the spiders. Alright, once you have dealt with those spiders like we have, you're going to want to make your way over to the cliff where you would jump down. The tank is going to want to throw his orb out forward so that we can use the light. And you're going to want to hit your Avalanche elixir first, then your Invis pot. This will prevent you from taking fall damage, which means your Invis won't break. The reason why I'm jumping here is that if you are jumping while crossing the spider webs, you also don't take damage from that, which means you don't break your Invis. It allows you to skip 2 Spirits of Vengeance and 1 or 2 spider packs. If someone fucks up and somehow dies, you can also B-res them from this position, or not B-res, mass res them from this position. So honestly, you skip a lot of bullshit and you just go straight to the Broodmother and the Spirit, and they're pretty easy. A lot of people have said why bother skipping that. Explosives, bolstering, bursting. Like, there's a lot of reasons why you don't want to deal with those spiders. And like, why not? The defilers that you pull earlier in that first pack at the very beginning that you pull are such jokes compared to like what could go wrong with the double spirit spider pull. But, you know, whatever. Just kill these mobs quickly, start the RP, and last boss is Cordana. The only thing worth mentioning about Cordana is that when she goes invisible for the first time and summons the ad that steals the light, you need to watch out because she can sometimes throw her glaive, and if you get hit by that, you are guaranteed dead. You're probably killing other people with you. Just be ready to just move. If you can stun that ad, do it, because while it is stunned, it's not owning someone with glaives, which helps out a lot on damage, especially on the higher difficulties. Another thing to mention on Cordana is that during the maze phase, you want to make sure that you are chilling out in the middle and not going straight away for the opening. This gives you time to react to shitty maze spawns, and there's really no reason to rush to the opening. The last bit of advice is that the ad in the upper left corner that does spawn, you can stun it and it will drop the shield immediately on Cordana, which is pretty helpful. if you have a hunter and a rogue, you can also throw a flare there and then use blind. That was the glaive. It almost hit our warrior, and it definitely would have killed someone. So be very careful about that. But anyways, back to that ad in the last phase. You can flare and blind it and not even have to kill it, which means you're going full time on Cordana. That one's not really too big of a deal. Because, I mean, it just has a lot, it doesn't really have much HP and you can cleave it down. Warning though, Blizzard might fix it randomly and not say that they fixed it. So, I would only do it if you were 100% confident that it is still working, because it's not hard to just bring the light there and stun it and kill it. Other than that, that's pretty much all there is to Vault of the Wardens. It's one of the easier dungeons. A lot of people struggle with it. And I really hope that this guide kind of like makes it a lot easier for you. That's all that I really have for now. I would appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. It helps me make more videos. Donate as well. That's also always awesome. If you have any constructive criticism, please leave it in the comments. Anything you would like to see changed, any changes, yeah, basically any changes you would like me to make, leave it in the comments. Any questions you may have, leave it in the comments. Other than that, I don't really have much more to say, and I hope to see you soon.